and good evening. I'm Katie McManus, business strategist and money mindset coach, coming to you live. Oh, I just said that really loud. Coming to you live. Hi, Archicate, or I don't know how to pronounce that, but hello, Kate, maybe. Hello, whoever you are, welcome to my live. I'm going live to the Facebooks, to LinkedIn, to YouTube, to Twitter, and to Instagram, who I have over on my phone here. Welcome. So I am going through a whole bunch of questions that new business owners ask me all the time. And one of the big ones is all about being ready. There's so many ways people ask this, but when am I going to feel ready to start a business? Is this the right time to start a business? And let me just tell you, as someone who started a business and has been running her own business for a while, it's never the right time to start a business. Okay. There's never a right time. Okay. If you're waiting for the right time to start a business, you're going to be dead and never have started a business. Okay. Never. It never feels like the right time. Okay. And hello, whoever's watching, welcome. If you have any questions about this, or if you're feeling like you want to start a business and you're just not sure when, pop it in the chat or just say hello. Anyway, so you're never going to feel ready. All right. That is an absolute myth. Being ready and there being a right time is absolute bullshit, or bologna sandwich if we're keeping it PG. There's this funny thing that happens, and this happened for me when I started my business. I had this belief that I was just way too young. I was way too young. And of course, I was in my 20s and I was wanting to be a coach. And to a certain degree, yes, I would have been too young to work with people past a certain age because, what experience would I have had? Right. But there's this funny thing that happens for people who are too young to start a business, that they think that they're too young right until that split second where it flips to, it's too late. I'm too old. I can't do this now. It's too late for me to start. It's too risky, right? There's that point of no return in our life where we feel like, okay, well, you have a mortgage, you have a family, you have people who rely on you. You just can't take this risk. I want to remind you that you're smart and you're resourceful and you're really flipping creative. And the reason you want to start a business is because deep down that you can do this. You know it. Okay. There's nothing that we have a burning, insatiable desire for that we can't go and accomplish. Okay. And hi, Scott Thompson. Welcome. Good to see you. I don't have a burning desire to go and sing on Broadway. I can't carry a tune in a bucket. Okay. No, I tried acting for a little bit. It was fine, but there's not that burning desire. And because there's not that burning desire, I'm not going to be able to go and be successful at it. All right. But if you have a burning desire for something, if you want to go and you want to do something, if you want to do the work that you love and make a good living from it, that's a very strong indication that it is possible for you. Right? Because your brain only really lets you get hooked on certain ideas if they're possible. And your conscious self actually doesn't have to believe that it's possible. Okay. Your conscious self can be like, nope, that's not going to work for me. There are all these limitations. I don't have the time. I don't have the funds. I don't have this. I don't have that. Your conscious mind is kind of a Debbie Downer. But your higher self, your subconscious, whatever you like to call that, knows different. Your instincts know different. Your intuition, your inner captain, whatever coaching language we want to use here, that you can do this. All right. Now, I want to just use this metaphor. I use this metaphor a lot. Okay. Because I learned how to ride a bike a little later than other kids. Okay. I was a very cautious child, for someone who goes around calling people weenies and telling them to stop being a weenie. I was terrified of falling. Just terrified. I didn't want to fall. And I'd skinned my knees a couple times and I had training wheels, but the idea of taking the training wheels off the bike scared the crap out of me. And I didn't want to learn how to ride a bike with just the two wheels. And it I don't know. I remember that one day where I was riding with my friend Sophie and I wasn't even pedaling. I was just kicking off and letting myself coast. And I finally was able to coast and balance without putting my feet down on the ground. All right. That was like the very first moment where I was like, oh my God, I think I might be able to do this. Like I didn't feel confident at it. Like if you told me to go and ride my bike back to my parents' house, I would have been like, fuck no. Like, where do you, well, I wouldn't have said that I was 7, but like I would have used the child version of that language. Like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not ready. I don't feel ready. Right. Because we only ever feel ready to do something when we've done it a gazillion times. Right. I think there's a mosquito that just bit me. Anyway, so I'm like scratching. Anyway, we only feel ready to do something when we've done it a bunch of times. Okay. So like if you were to go and tell someone who doesn't know how to ride a bike that they had to like go and hop on a bike, would they feel confident at it? Confident at it? I can't speak. No, they wouldn't. They not even close. They would look at you like you're nuts and they just say, no, like, I don't want to ride a bike. I don't know how to ride a bike. Right. It's the same in starting a business. Okay. I see so many super, super talented human beings who have a gift to give the world. They have a skill that can benefit so many people and it is just a massive gift. And because they don't feel ready, they just keep it to themselves. And that's massively selfish, if you ask me. There's a reason why you're given those gifts. There's a reason why you have this lens in which you see the world through. Okay. For me, like I see the world, I like have been scanning advertisements since I was a kid. And I didn't realize I was doing it. I just assumed everyone did this. I just assumed everyone like watched commercials. I can't speak. Oh my God. It's been a long day of talking. I just assumed everyone watched commercials and tried to pinpoint who that commercial was for, or tried to pinpoint like what was the pain that the commercial was actually building for. I assumed that everyone read sales and marketing books. I assumed that everyone liked walking into gyms and seeing how people try to sell gym memberships. Like that, for me, that's really fun, right? Apparently not for everyone. There are people who walk around and they're identifying food and ingredients and they're registering smells and tastes and they're trying to figure out like what's going to fit well together. I have this incredible friend in Denver who I got to see a few weeks ago. He's a private chef for all these hockey players and a private family. And he's doing all this stuff, but like he sees the world through the lens of what is delicious. What can he create? Right? I don't see the world through that. I see the world through that food looks like it'll keep me alive and looks like it was, grown with the least amount of pesticides. Like I would like that. Right? You don't want me cooking at a restaurant. You want Curtis cooking at a restaurant. Right? My lens is this other thing. Now, there are two sides of this. So we have this lens. We have the thing that we scan the world for that makes us special, that we usually have like a higher level of confidence in because we've spent so much time focusing on it, right? And then there's feeling ready to do it. So good news, bad news. You are capable of going and starting a business on that skill that you have, whatever it is, right now. But you're not going to feel ready to do it until you've sold it and provided it to other people a couple dozen times. And even after a few years, there are going to be days where you have massive imposter syndrome, where you're thinking like, oh my God, do people actually pay me to do this? Like, do I know what I'm doing? And then you'll be on a call with them and you'll be telling them what to do. And you're like, oh, I sound like I actually know what I'm doing. Because I do know what I'm doing. You're just having a moment of doubt. Okay. We're not good judges of our own capabilities. We're absolutely not. So if you're waiting to feel ready, if you're waiting for that right moment to start a business, it's going to be a real long time and it's honestly never going to happen. And here's the other thing to think about. The longer you wait to get started, the longer it's going to take for you ultimately to do this and be successful. That's it. Like, if I like, what's that saying? Like the best time to plant a tree was 50 years ago. The second best time is today. The next best time is tomorrow, whatever. But like if you wait another 15 years to plant that tree, guess what? You're probably not going to be around by the time it's big enough for you to hang a swing on. And let me tell you, tree swings are the best swings. When we moved to Cape Cod when I was like 12 years old, there's this gorgeous tree in front of our house. And I remember like looking up at this one branch and it like had like the perfect level at a portion. It was really thick and like it could withstand a swing. And I remember like bugging my dad to put a swing on that branch. And he did. And it was the best thing ever. And unfortunately, tornadoes on Cape Cod apparently exist. Tornado came by and ripped the tree out like in 2019. So sad. But anyway, the tree that we replanted in its place in my lifetime is never going to be able to hold a swing. Okay. If you want your business to be able to support your life, to actually like allow for you to do the work that you love and get paid good money for it, you have to start it now. You have to start it before you're ready. And here's the good news. You can do it in a fairly low risk way. You don't have to quit your job and blow up your life and then be poor for 3 years while you're getting it up and running. Absolutely not. There are ways to start businesses on the side as side hustles. Okay. There's a reason that term exists, right? I work with coaches and consultants all the time who are starting their business as a side hustle while they work full time, and it works brilliantly. So just for instance, say you're a coach. So typically coaches, when they're working with a client, they only see the client 2 times a month, right? 2 sessions a month. That's the industry standard. You can absolutely talk to them once a week. That's only 4 calls a month. Okay. So say you're a coach and you take on 6 clients and you give them each 2 sessions and you're charging $700 a month. You're only working an extra 12 hours a month serving your clients. Now, that's not the time that you're going to be spending on marketing and enrolling new clients. So that's going to be a whole other bucket of time. But you have 12 hours when you're working full time. You have it. It's absolutely within your budget of time. Okay. And if someone wants to do the math for me, I just realized while I was doing that, so it's 21, that's $4,200 a month. That's $4,200 a month that you could be making in addition to what you're already making in your full-time job. If you just had 6 clients and you charge them $700 a month, which is, decent for a coach. That's actually on the lower end for a lot of coaches. Imagine what you could do with that $4,200. You could absolutely save it, put it away for when you want to go full time in your business. Like imagine if you did that for a year and a half. Okay. You'd have over $60,000 saved up. That could be your runway for when you want to quit your job and go full time doing this. Absolutely possible. Okay. You could also use that money to reinvest in your business, hire some help so that you could get more clients and not have to do a lot of the grunt work of doing marketing and sales. Okay. That's also a possibility. But what you don't want to do is just say, oh, well, I'm just going to wait. I'm just going to wait until I'm ready. I'm just going to wait until it's the right time, because that's never going to happen. Okay. Never going to happen. This is a metaphor just came to mind. I don't know if anyone, I don't think Scott does his makeup, but if anyone has done their makeup, right? When you were first learning to do makeup, guarantee you had some days where you were trying to put makeup on your face and you're running late. And as you're stressing out, you're trying to put the eyeliner on and because you're stressing, you screw it up every single time. And every single time you don't just have to redo it. You have to remove all the things that you just did, right? It's miserable. It's so stressful. Scott, maybe you do makeup. I don't know. You seem outraged that I would assume you don't, but I'm not judging. If you do, you don't strike me as someone who wears makeup, but I could be wrong. Anyway, it takes a while of you doing that, of you putting on makeup and screwing it up and getting the panic sweat happening and freaking out, and then finally washing your face and going to work and just not having any makeup on your face. Okay. It takes a long time for you to build that competency of being able to throw some makeup on and not stress about it and have it be good on that first try. Right. It's the same thing in your business. It's the same thing. You're going to have those moments of panic. It's not going to be good enough. You're going to screw it up. Guaranteed. You're going to mess things up. This is the other thing. Everyone's like, okay, well, I'm just going to wait until like I know this and I know this and I do this and I can do it perfectly. People, perfect doesn't exist. There's no such thing as perfect. Okay. There's a perfect triangle. Okay. But literally it has just, angles that add up to 180 degrees. Okay. That's it. Scott, I shave, which can be a disaster if done poorly. I can imagine. I wouldn't want to put a sharp thing to my face. Anyway, where was I going with that? I can't remember. Oh, perfect. Yeah. So perfect just does not exist. If you're waiting to be perfect, like it's never going to happen. Perfect is actually your voice of doubt, your saboteurs, like that part of you that wants you to fail because it's safer if you fail than it is if you go outside your comfort zone. That's what that comes from, right? Because if you stay within your comfort zone and you do stuff that like is guaranteed not to get you killed, like your fear demon wins the game, right? It scared you away from anything that could be even slightly risky. That's its job, right? But if we follow the fear gremlin or fear demon, whatever you want to call it, if we live our life by its rules and its recommendations for how we should do shit, you're going to be living in a house that has a leaky roof. You're going to be working in a job that makes you fucking miserable. You're going to have friends who stab you in the back, but they hang out with you and you're not alone. You're going to have the worst relationships and the sex will not be good. It's just, nope. Hi, Sharon. Oh, good time to join. Yeah. So we're talking about saboteurs. And if you lived your life to saboteurs or those fear gremlins, like you're going to be having a lot of bad sex. You're going to have crappy friends. You're going to have a bad job. You're going to settle for clothing that just does not make you feel great. It's maybe like itchy and uncomfortable and you just always feel frumpy and gross in it. You're going to settle for like food that you don't really want. Bye, Scott. Welcome. Chastity. Welcome. Hello. We can't live our lives like that. We can't. There's just the human spirit cannot live in a soul crushing environment like that. And yet there's a part of us that is driven to create that soul crushing experience. Okay. Like there's this whole paradox within us. Like we know everything that's possible for us. We have that drive. We have that ambition. We have that like fierce desire for the life that we want. And we also have this part of us that is trying to actively sabotage it at every front. Okay. It's up to us to choose which one we want to follow. I don't know about you guys, but I don't want to follow the fear-mongery saboteur, voice of doubt. Okay. I don't want to live my life like that. But that means I have to do some scary shit. That means that I have to put myself outside of my comfort zone and be brave and stop being a weenie. And I have to do things before I feel ready to do it. Okay. Going live. So I started going live during the pandemic. I was terrified. I'm fairly comfortable on camera because I was an audiovisual nerd in high school. Fun fact, I was in Harwich High School's news, sports, weather, and more. I was an anchor and a reporter, and I did all the other roles also because it was a club and you had to. So I'm fairly comfortable on camera, but like live to the internet to people that I know who could like judge me and think I'm like an idiot and I'd stumble and say words wrong or stutter. I stutter sometimes. I get nervous and like, it's fine. But when I first started, I was so terrified that everyone would make fun of me. And the worst part, so it was during the pandemic, I'd go on these walks just to get out of the house because we were all going nuts, right? And my coach at the time was like, just go live as you're going for a walk and just notice stuff. Like, just be like, oh, here's a tree and here's this and here's the thought, blah, 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 blah. And let me tell you the amount of times where a guy I dated or that I thought was attractive, like tuned into my Facebook Live, because I only had Facebook Live back then, and started like commenting or liked something. And I like knew that they were watching it. Like it made me so nervous that I would immediately start like screwing up, turning red, like have panic sweat. Like it was awful. But that's what it takes. That's what it takes to get good at something. You have to put yourself in positions where you do it and you show yourself that you're not going to die. You have to show yourself that this is not going to be the end of you. Okay. That's the only way that you get ready to go and do the thing. Okay. So, what are you learning from this? Please tell me you're learning that there's no waiting. There's no waiting for the right time to start your business. Okay. If you do, you're going to live a life of regret. If you live a life where you're constantly waiting for there to be a right time to do stuff, I'm so sad for you. I'm so sad for you. And I don't want that for you. And you're going to have to do some stuff before you feel ready to do it. Now, one of the things that can help you feel ready is learning how to do stuff. Okay. So one of the things that I'm launching next month is a new and improved version of the Build Your Own Business group program. Now, this program is designed for absolute beginners who are just starting their business, who haven't gotten any clients yet, or have gotten a couple, but really haven't figured out how to make it a system yet. Right. And what it does is it trains you on some very fundamental things that you're going to need to know to have a business and have it be successful and get clients consistently. Okay. Now, part of what is going to help you overcome the fear gremlins is knowing how to do stuff, knowing at least who it is that you're selling to, knowing what it is that you're going to be posting to social media to attract them in, knowing how when they get on a phone call with you, you know what to say to see if they're the right fit and invite them to be your client if they are. Now, in this program, I cover all of that and a whole bunch more. And if you want any information, it does open tomorrow. And I have a couple of really exciting bonuses for those of you who are interested in it. So if you have any questions about that, or you would like to check it out, then shoot me a DM or comment below. I'll go through and I'll update all the links or all the descriptions of this live, because I forgot to put the link in, because that's something that I forget all the time. But it's honestly a game-changing program. I went through the math of everyone who's been through like the first iteration of BYOB and how much money they've reported to me that they have made. Now, this is probably out of date at this point, but over the last year and a half, I've done another iteration of BYOB. The average amount of money that people have made through going through their program is $26,666. Okay. That's based on my math, based on what people have told me that they have made from going through the program. Okay. That's pretty good. It's actually really good for your first 6 months. And I know my people. I know the people who watch my lives. You can do this. You can absolutely do this. Okay. You have it in you. All it takes is you making a decision. All it takes is you making a decision and stopping being a weenie and just getting to work and trusting that you're going to learn along the way. Because you know you've got this. I know you've got this. You know you've got this. Anyway, it is 8:05. I need to go eat dinner because I've been very bad about eating lately. And I hope you have an amazing night, Chastity and Scott and Sharon and Art Chick Kate. Thank you all for joining. And for anyone else who is watching and was lurking and didn't comment, thank you so much for being here. Have an amazing night, everyone. I will be going live again tomorrow, so stay tuned. Wait, today's Tuesday. Did I say happy Wednesday? It's Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. See you tomorrow. I'm Katie McManus, business strategist and money mindset coach. Have a great night. Talk to you soon. Mwah. In the awkward moment where I have to end everywhere. Hold on.